And welcome back, everybody, to another micro reflections for the 21st century. And we're moving along here, week 8. There's 12 weeks of reflections in this little mini book here of passages intended for 3 per week to enhance your microdosing practice, mindfulness practice, meditation practice, or maybe all of the above. And this book was written in the weird new world of COVID during early 2020 when I was getting very introspective. There wasn't much else to do. There's a lot of things to do, but it was a good time to use to go inward. And these journal reflections and passages kind of got reformatted into a little book to guide others in our community along with their microdosing practice, and just really kind of like open up their worldview a bit, open up the way the external environment outside of all of us is really just a direct reflection of our internal environment. And microdosing practice can help us really kind of understand that it is a inside out job. So if you like these, be sure to follow them along, save them in your email folder, whatnot. And for me, it would be awesome if you could share them with others, as well as if you're interested in our 90-day journey back to you, which includes this book, a journal, 90 days of our microdosing product, as well as a free online community. At the time of this recording, we have close to 500 people in that community. It's really awesome. And once you become a customer, you can join the weekly integration community meetings that I host with our customers, and it's a great place to come in, share your experience, your strength, your hope, ask some technical questions about the products, about the journey that you're on, and really just understand what is going on with your practice and make some meaning out of it and keep you on that right path. So this is week 8, and everyone wants to be paid, but no one wants to work. I'm going to have a sip of coffee here because it is it's about 6:15 in the morning in North Lake Tahoe, California. It's a beautiful, beautiful spring day. The birds are chirping, sun is out. We've had quite a winter here, and we're still skiing. There's still a lot of snow on the mountains, and the lake is going to fill up really, really nice for the summer. So if you're out there and you're going to visit Lake Tahoe, look me up. I'll make some time to meet you for coffee, a hike, a ride on the chairlift, to go skiing, and my favorite in the summertime, some secret swimming holes in the lake. Okay, so there is no easy way into the unknown. This is not instant gratification. The hard truth is that it does take work, but the trade-off is that the results appreciate in value over time. This is a long process, but once you enter the forest, you stay committed to the evolution of self and its many layers that consistently present themselves. More will be revealed. It's not a panacea. And on the opposite side of the same coin, it's not the magical illusionary escapism with the removal of all critical thought and rational decision-making. If it was, this would be easy and downright lazy, since any personal responsibility and accountability would be absent as well. Why would you need to take personal responsibility when you can just blame it on someone else or the world around you? This only perpetuates the clinging and clutching and gripping and fortifying of things, the thinking, the doing, the protecting and upholding of things. the things that propel the looping imaginary construct of the ego that keep us frozen in fear of the unknown, rotating the gears of separateness. There is a way this unconscious feedback loop can be broken, though, with compassionate understanding and a certain level of discernment that we are all strings on the instruments in the orchestra of the whole. The training wheels are so comforting. Why take them off at all? Why shed the ego when it gives us such comfort? Only you can know the answers. Only you will make that decision. And a quote. At the end of all these passages, there's a nice quote to kind of like cinch it in and just give you a little bit of a perspective shift to go along your day, and use it to prompt good discussion with yourself or with Creator or with other people, or maybe you use it in your own groups. That would be really cool. So Albert Hoffman, the founder and discoverer and the great Swiss chemist who discovered LSD, reality is the product of a reciprocal interaction between material, right, and energetic signals emitted from the external world, right, people, places, and things, in the conscious living self in the inner world of the human, right? This really amazing interplay of energetic signals and this reciprocal, I like that, reciprocal interaction, right? So people, places, and things, they're all just a direct mirror of our internal world. And we often fail to recognize the us and them and the them that we see to be us. So there's a lot going on here. And everyone wants to be paid, but no one wants to work. That is just a bit of a riff on words. It's not exactly what you think it is. Of course, there's a lot of people that want to be paid that money and not really work all that much. That's kind of an epidemic that's happening in this world, as I see it. But really, what this really means is that we all want to be paid the luxury of spiritual attunement and emotional stability and mental clarity and mental health, but we don't want to work for it, right? We want to take this magic pill. We want to flip the switch. We want this panacea and the quick fix, right? And that is just the addictive mentality that this culture has, that we've been conditioned that everything can happen so quickly. So think about, even the beautification kind of industry, right? Everyone wants to be young and beautiful and look fabulous all the time. And I think I read a statistic in 2006, there's more money spent in that the beauty industry, Botox and plastic surgery and all that, than more than on AIDS research and AIDS treatment. That's just wild to me. So things are backwards. So everyone wants this instant gratification. It's not instant gratification, and there is no easy way into the unknown. And the reason why a lot of people don't want to do the work, because they don't want to step into the unknown. That's where all the discoveries are. And we like to be complacent. It's just kind of part of the human condition. We need a little push forward. That's why we do these integration groups. That's why we stay on with you as customers. And that's why your success is our success. And again, the hard truth is it takes work. But the trade-off is that these exponential results happen from stepping in to the unknown. And you've heard me talk about this wisdom gap between us and mental health. Everyone wants to get to the top of the mountain, right, without climbing the mountain, or they want to teleport across the canyon without falling down the canyon wall and getting to the bottom of the canyon floor and then having to climb back up again. It's a long process. And one thing that I always say is that the results, they appreciate over time. It's like these compounding results that we get when we do put in the work, the gradual work, the frequency plus the consistency multiplied by intention plus introspection equals our transformation. And once you enter that forest, you stay committed. Okay, so entering into the forest, right? With like when we go hiking or we walk into the forest or even we walk in the city, like do we always know exactly where we're going? We have a general idea, a general direction, but maybe there's stoplights, maybe there's this creek, maybe there's a tree that fell across the trail. We don't know. These obstacles just appear, right? The obstacles are, there are no obstacles in the path, okay? The path is the obstacles, okay? It's a long process. So stay committed to the evolution of self and the many layers that consistently present themselves. So layer after layer after layer after layer, we just keep peeling it off, peeling it off, peeling it off, peeling it off. Again, it takes work. And more will be revealed. There is no end. There is no end in sight. It's a journey, everybody. It's not a destination. Everyone wants to just get to the end, and I want to be healed, and I want to be fixed, and I don't want to be broken anymore, and I want this nagging, lingering feeling to just go away. It's like we're human beings. As long as we are human in this spinning rock that we're on, dealing with other humans, like there's going to be stuff that comes up, right? We remember the inside, outside, right? It's a reciprocal interaction. So with microdosing, mental health, our journey, there's no panacea. And on the opposite side of the same coin, it's not this magical, illusionary escapism. Okay, so the I can take this to get to that mentality. That's illusionary and escapism mentality. Okay, I can go to the ketamine clinic and do 4 to 6 sessions, for example. That's a whole other conversation. And my depression and my anxiety is going to go away. But what about doing the work? What about being shown the things that we need to work on and accept within us? Okay, and then consistently work on that. That is really, essentially, integration. So this illusionary escapism with the removal of all critical thought and rational decision making. So there's so many people that I see as an observer, not judgmental, all love here, is that you go and you do all these ceremonies, and it's like ayahuasca every weekend, and I'm doing all the things. I'm going to do all the breath work, and I'm going to do all the meditation, and I'm going to do everything all the time. And I can't even find my car keys, right? I don't even know how to clean the house. I don't even know how to balance my bank. I have no critical thought and rational decision making anymore because I am in this illusionary escapism mentality. You have to merge both of those worlds together because one without the other does not really work. So if it was this illusionary escapism, and that's kind of happening, and even technology, right? Scrolling and being on social media, it'd be easy and downright lazy since there's actually no personal responsibility and accountability. It's just all absent at that point. So why would you need to take personal responsibility, okay, for yourself? That's where this illusionary escapism that comes into play is, right? Oh, it's Mercury in retrograde. Oh, you know what? It is, it's my sign, okay? It's my astrological sign or my human design. And, I'm just really not feeling that quite energy right now. So, I'm just going to blame it on the world around you, me, or someone else, right? There's no personal responsibility there. So you got to be accountable to your journey. And this only perpetuates the clinging, clutching, gripping, and fortifying of things. The thinking, doing, and protecting and upholding of things. The stories. That's what I mean by that. It's like the clutching and the clicking, the clinging and the gripping. And it's like fortifying these reasons of why our story needs to be understood all the time. why the narrative that we've directed in our mind, this content in our mind, needs to be known. And the world around me needs to know that. Okay? So I need to force my belief systems and ideologies on others. No, it's the other way around. You need to accept and be accountable for your internal environment without trying to bend the external. Everyone wants to be paid, but no one wants to work. That's the thing. And these things that propel the looping imaginary construct of the ego, identity politics come to mind. Okay, all the groups out there that want equality and they want these certain concepts understood, but then it becomes like all about power. And we need the power to keep the imaginary construct of the ego and the identity going. Yeah, that keeps us frozen in the fear of the unknown, rotating the gears of separateness. We are not separate from one another. And I'll follow up that with maybe there was a trigger there when I said like the identity politics and everything. But it's just micronizing segments of humans, right? Like categorizing. All you're doing is categorizing. You're making it much easier for other people to identify with the external pieces of you, not the internal pieces of like maybe there's compassion and empathy and accountability and integrity and value and truth. Okay, beyond all the labels that you're clutching and gripping on, beyond all the appearances that you're thinking and doing and protecting to keep you identifying with this illusion of separateness underneath all of that, rotating the gears of separateness, as I call it. So there's a way this unconscious feedback loop can be broken, though, with compassionate understanding. Okay, all strings on the instrument and the orchestra of the whole. So we're all interconnected. We're all strings playing on this grand orchestra in this universe, right? We're all making beautiful music, our thoughts, our emotions, our thinking that goes outward into the larger fabric that we're all connected to. So the way this unconscious feedback loop can be broken, though, is with compassionate understanding and a certain level of discernment. Remember, boom, over here, illusionary escapism with the removal of all critical thought and rational decision-making is on the opposite side of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. The unconscious feedback loop can be broken. So there's the compassionate understanding so compassionate understanding usually comes from our heart, and a level of discernment, okay? Like, let's discern. It's not all that you look at that matters. It's what you see. It's what's underneath that. So I had a conversation with my dad yesterday, and it's like we were talking a lot about identity politics and woke culture and cancel culture and all the things. And it's like, Dad, we both have compassionate understanding of others, okay? It's like, you do you, I do me, and whatever you do, I know is not affecting me. And I have compassion for you, for the way you feel or the way that you need to go through life in order to make it be reasonable to you and make meaning for yourself. But as soon as you start pointing fingers at me and saying, you are this, you are that, you do this, you don't do that, and you make me feel uncomfortable, that's where the certain level of discernment comes into play. Is like, what is going on underneath that you need to make the external world fit your internal environment. Again, remember here, this quote. It's a product of a reciprocal interaction between material energetic signals emitted from the external world and the conscious living self and the inner world of the human. That's it, right there. It's not the other way around. So the training wheels are so comforting. Why take them off at all? Why shed the ego when it gives us such comfort? Only you know the answers. Only you will make that decision. This was a long one, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there. I was rambling a little bit, but I said this here to my partner the other day. Kind of riffed on it. That's only perpetuating the clinging, the clutching, and the gripping and fortifying of things, though. The thinking, the doing, the protecting, and upholding of things. Meaning, shatter this illusion of the story and the narrative that you've created and look at things from a different perspective as a compassionate witness for self and others. Thank you.